the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
Kwame Apia Kubi, Mr. Speaker, for on his show, on name Benjamin Nsem Energy Analyst and Chief Executive Officer of the Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy. Sense, and I just say, omo education komo. Na omo komo omo education no efa. John Abdullah Jinapor, Energy Minister. ECG Procurement ya just say akwakoyi bibie wo hoyi containers a ebedru tema porta eni taban nanso so etimi afly a yehu babia ewo according to report no ekire say omo etimi retrieve 40 out of the figures omo de betu dwa it's around 1350 no people ekire say ebosa no kre Mr. Speaker on his show no and omo de new updates about abonten na eno and I just say, Mr. Benjamin Nsem Echiremu say, a choir ECG fa so a procurement way. John Abdullah Jinapor so babontin. Ever can say ECG containers no. Ajra all of a sudden elfi tema port one. And also so Nsem-Pii atu dafa home. And I just say, dear bia mu because containers any entaban. And a containers no according to report no cratch say. Goods na a woman too heavy to the extent that will be into me picture emfa ensoa emfa enwane containers no so any containers baby no aka say matama bag and as ma fa na me de aduane no na ye hu national security for ehu bi warehouse way ye be na in connection with Indian national bi empo Ghanaians bi edin ewo mu no na energy analyst wama yehu the updates bia through Mr. Speaker on the show no eso na enyo no so nko a ene Mr. Speaker atwetwe nkomo no one akukudama wa bene procurement mu ana kire se edi nkomo efa ECG containers ya ayrai ehu yenye bread ninti ensema empenifo de atudwa
Medasminia. First of all, I think that report no manya bia kan kakra but medasu bi so make but there's a problem with the whole report, and I think that Osanka, in terms of reference, no, a bit better than the other report. No, the kind containers no now temahabo. The temahabo Jumaku and I say Numaye Kubia Muye Ajumao temahabo. One, Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Two, Customs Division of the GRA. Three, Ghana Standard Authority. Four, Port Health. Five, sometimes FDA. So if I say Niama, if you are Maronebano, the same Niama FDA and so. Six. Your immigration service for your police cry out motivo. It is ye can't say containers era and can the key respondents beyond the procurement irregularities that course were ECG no key respondents to this particular report no and can also be a Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority almost staff and Customs Division of the GRA also almost staff. But those terms of references now uncover any of these institutions. Nti Emma a creative ambiguity with respect to containers. Meaning, Santa terms of reference no cover Customs Division of the GRA and they cover Standard Authority, Ghana Standard Authority. And I cover Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Meaning, and can make the home be a containers war. Kaye you move on kase ko investigation be abio because one many custom phone din komo no mo mayeti asese sanka that committee any omo kasa ya nka ne ngombitumi akire day time and a nipa or clear containers between temahabo because on the bill of entry, the bill of lading, all the invoices no on between nipa or clear containers a brown clear containers no and a da or clear containers no. So when Kayan Koyo has a investigation and Koyo be abuse. That is one. Two, nipa ne mama tia se kra se China for kra na anka ye chi o mama te se sia mo ibinum be, which is ade wo say mom because a bit to me aba say China for no omomunye bone because obi na turn the container and wakoton. A bit from say India ni no onye bone, obi na turn the container and on wakoton. Ba shanka the investigation no it me investigating and I interrogating custom division any standard authority nka ne ye dey assemblage nka ye hu ba bia containers no e wo because you be nipa o clear containers no.
Okay.
Two, on my scientist say container na ye ka no e bia na custom for no omunye bone because one container be see wa within 21 days e was so clear. 21 days one clear e be called demurrage. E called demurrage within 60 days e was so clear. So one clear custom division of the area no our allocation and na also auction. Ni nyina so ye mbra etwa ho a obetumi e dey yi containers no afri temabo because say be do so ho a e bi entimi member county abribia no custom for no person mo clear containers ni bio. Ndi so omo di mbra kwan so through auction and as allocation dia omo custom for no mo nye bone but because of say terms of reference they are limited, especially that committee, the terms of reference they are limited, no. Or money cost on 4 years to me and this community, it leaves a lot of ambiguity. And our cost of a committee report now, it targeted ECG and procurement malpractices. And individuals not be procurement, almost only that requisite requirement, that procurement professional license to become a procurement officer.
Yes.
And no crown minia. God had a problem. No correct say it was so procurement license. But we also know that institutions build people. We be to work with institution bimu. Not be on your procurement officer, but through practical knowledge and practical acquisition, the team man be a procurement officer money. And no crown and no problem. No, the problem is that investigation no incomplete because omo and to many year before ending common omo ne port and harbors for ending community ne so because of containers ewo ashama and as obi malik o malik na nka say oh ye hu ECG container ho ni nyina no eye bregu adwuma eye adwuma sebi no emfa mfaso bi amba nipa na anase institution na ye ne omo ka say benya container no GRA. I didn't know Yama GRA and Kasa. I didn't know Yama Ghana Standard Authority in Kasa. I didn't know Yama National Security for more port and Kasa may who say on this specific date, any year be containers. TSM said, yeah, your position is a report, yes, report no at Mama who say 1,357. A big crash as a one report to be 1,346. Ama ye hu se containers ni aira ba shanka report no ebe ya moa nkomo ye moa esa ni gwa yi go kasa ya tamne en libi ambiguity ma yen san kasa ye kwoti another committee biom because committee ntiti ye na ya doson and e ba san so a ebe o maineka nti ye nua na ofri UCC a o chair this particular committee yes when na duma no wie o san ko ni dia report ni standard authority for kasa. No
yes, but you have just stated set terms of reference no uncover and how does he go outside his mandate to engage those institutions?
Terms of reference no yes uncover but uncover no in any report no your other matters in any report because for your report to be very understandable enja ambiguity biano the ebase obese sound terms of reference no kwa na odi bia kan wo say minister we na odi maye but we ne emaye hu containers no we ne emaye hu nipa o wi containers nemmom ye de kan wo say no ade ne ya stock taking there stock accounting ECG procurement referencing frivolous procurement malpractices another malpractices nemmom emu bia no ntimi answer the key question where are the containers. It is a movie to me answer where are the containers no or who cleared the containers no. You need GRA for Kokasa. na eno no chima finish with that part of where are the containers and who clear the containers. The report is totally yes, it's totally incomplete, and I think that you know this committee we anymore. Also sign for the no need report because so need report kasaya and be great to be any will be man kebe hu ni fa or clear these goods and when these goods were clear. My end starting.
Yes, but to the best of your knowledge, I mean, apart from 40 you last week, you be a be buana. To
the best of my knowledge, no, because I'm Deputy Minister of Attorney General, Minister of Justice and Attorney General Department. Metie na wakase omachi nipa 14. Oma bailey bi ana so maja ebinom and ebinom so da so ho investigate omo but say ye ho containers so for no omo nka na nka ho but ye ho containers ni because kwan ya ye fa so dia hwe containers no enye kwan fa so ye mpa kwan fa so na ye hwe containers no say ye man national security any nam ashama boom anybody say ye hwe containers that's not the best way to find these containers. The best way to find these containers is to ask GRA officers because they cleared and they have the database. Almost the database of all these containers you can want to be. Nti adenti na yen kom ho. Anaso mo mamme kasa. Enche yen say containers na mo di jaye na say containers na e baaye no e go through demurrage. After 60 days, ye terminals ayema. Ye clear ma hwan. Why the Jinapor claim Obi? All these things, they have the documents there. So the politics around it, I think we are flopping a dead horse. You because you no GRE. My find amanyasem. You must GRE for Kasa. You must standard authority in Kasa. Omo Kasa. You be who be no crane. You be who nipa. Or you containers no. And you be who da you containers no. And these are reliable source from GRE themselves. Very. Say obi ba say obehwe containers a oni o man kasa na odi akwa bonti say containers na ira because the pass so e di fi egu omo so omoduma abra ni pari ni misan ko oni o mo kasa ya and ko metima chire ni po be clear container no any days or clear container.
Very well. Ben, I don't remember me now. I say I'm grateful for your time. And that is Ben Nsem, Executive Director for SEMSA. He's also an energy policy analyst. And I'll pay.
Okay, all the time I don't want to make sure with you for you go do security officials who go your one investigation. Into your preliminary report and I minister to them.
Okay.
Into at least after the holiday and so. My ECG and minister official or the one to go.
Now, we share social media. We be say some videos circulate national security across Shaiman. We more warehouse be. We say cables ni bi wo ECG emblems ni asenso de ewo ho. There are some of the places in so mo koy abon say paleta ya di cables ni ade ni gu mo a ya chiro ECG din ni ade gu ho ni nyina no ya bubu a eno no nyina no I mean ya to agu are all this forming part of my investigation at Moyana?
Because I can hope you say it's about the baby you do know. Initially there was an intel. The basis of the investigation in Yinano, I don't know what I said there. Abra a transition team no. In report of the Minister for Energy then I leader of the transition in terms of energy no. There were about 3,000 containers were porter. ECG for to me into Mama, I think almost demurrage of over 1.5 billion at the bread ECG.
Okay.
The Enna Mama also call port worker share, then Zama or crying out number Butumuna and go in your report that I'm demoraging in an cave for. Okay, report over the mine and Zama only about 2,500, little over 2,500. Is that we are young Kraman? I do report 3,000, but do port also almost 2,500. That means I was all and I form a committee. Committee is really what we in our debate also no. In some of kind 2,500 no. More on 2,200. Which means that so all fun abona let's say almost about 1,346 containers na ayo. And now other security for what there's a first day now we'll discover a few of them. But we will do our investigation. But this issue no Minister Nakasano Denima, we didn't work there. Or my opinion Mahama, one man Akunya there. You should go the full throttle. On 51 to the end. On Nakasa to work today. I did be over Biano, over the Hujuma or the Locarno Ade, now the Bia is a man with Biano, whatever. And he is leading it, and I'm also supporting him. This is when you can say investigation good. I didn't be new wherever.
Okay.
I didn't be information for forever. But I think I'm making cancer. The young to make can be young to member out now. You make us all. At appropriate time in the minister Nakasa or better every Ghanaians so far on the welfare investigation award.
Yes, horrible. What can they say? But I mean, committee amote yes or munishemono. And if so, was it exhaustive enough? Because many have said, say, I mean, say you perceive who baby a containers, they were customs, say, GRA, I mean, they could have possibly told you Nipa Kra was standing in clear those containers from the port. The records ought to have reflected as such, rather than say, Yabedum Pempensua, Yaduya, national security, Yati or Moguma. When we go through your investigation, every baby a containers you way.
Okay, so this is the one mandate. What terms of reference or what terms of reference or the more age my there? A report of 2,500 now 3,000 one to move baby. First 1 year procurement, then procurement in them also in the processes. If you never get them, you no continue work of share. What's a investigation on procurement now? I better today. Even in the previous years,
yes.
ECG one procurement plan. Every happy open water. I think in 2021 open water. In the procurement plan is worth about 890 million Ghana cedis. At the end of the year, 900 million Ghana cedis. At the end of the year, no, what worth over 8 billion.
Which is far beyond the allocation.
Far more than almost about 700 times we percentage more. Indeed, that means many in reports now. It wasn't only the missing way, but I had the procurement decided to be no Oma or sanction procurement. And one work is no when you will be the and that committee is doing your mandate today. Utumina Ochi will be another year. They did a report to our report TV. Abandon investigation at the BBA do one at the and now it is the security no so one
But aside the Indians and the Chinese, Minister Amayati said they've been arrested, some of whom have been granted bail. Much Ghana for Bimua now, especially people within the ECG.
Okay, so the first day I went to India from Chinese from obviously there was a Ghanaian who was also part of who was also arrested. We could do investigation every day. Almost on a daily basis, new information is coming out.
And we will ensure a prosecution by Juma to the latter.
Definitely. Minister ways to do the other. This investigation all called the full hall. Yaja you pay baby more that so a Ghana full sky. So we share ECG for Kawa what day. Abai bad we are sharing. In the first week we hold ECG for death in was about 68 billion. As I wish a Ghana budget here every year as near. It is almost about more than 20% of the Ghana budget. It and also energy sector debt. A car owning in a free ECG, another electricity. This government, as far as they solve power issues now, no one's a man. Canada also yes require able to na the democracy free ho. Okay. For be am madachi and from by anything.
Oh, see mommy. Yes, meet you.
It is one make case that is in it. Obi any order do. yeah, Juma every day.
Very well. Now, Odi Ekaya Bay, no, Ghana forces the same Kanian in Sudan in Azul.
Okay, the camera, you need to be a look says it will be Viera.
Okay.
In terms of generation, every day reports the United they were optimum generation. In terms of intermittent, the person you put to market, those days work out, we will do so. Yeah, experience do so. But do so near him, or can apart, or do light and apart, today, and you will answer our so.
Yeah.
You are 2 days, the whole day. But this time, no, there's adequate generation, there's adequate transmission, there's adequate distribution. However, maybe we have 1 or 2, 90 and shoot to toy. No answer me that I've been from there. A whole community, or more transformer, a jato.
Okay.
Obviously, that area in Yinano, just technical issues here. They will experience some power outage before and then obey the major within the year. Maybe we also one load, no, a dozen tea, offending power, no, none will fall. Let the man say more constituency. Maybe I'm a two of a constituency. Let them buy me there. Power nine, none I than alcohol. Before ECG, also we are notified that we would load never had no issue. And see, where you hold you. The man at other places, maybe so hard. Okay. If you need that in Zama, what it by it by the menu may and you know the union only be so. How now, you woman in an only visual fan water on. And your cables will be in a water. What's even transform and put move to a new transformer water. Or what Thomas scraps on what the offense there. What disassemble a transformer. I hear with the CCC in area was there be some few technical and operational challenges. But in terms of generation, we have adequate generation.
And the Honorable Deputy Minister is confirming for us, say, Okania Dumoa, one, it has nothing to do with generation issues or fuel, anyhow, engine and Kanian intimate, so typically technical challenges.
And yes. Just last week, Friday or so, it's just a we went to the Legon, Bawolishi area. Storms that by right now, man will be great 2 weeks. And automatically, when you know, they'll be affected. Maybe over FM power, we know. Lines, you know, voltage, you know, our phone. We and the man in the baby. What is the issues here by you resolve every morning? I'm sorry. The first person I spoke with is director of power.